So looking from the teacher view, the first thing we're going to do is open a live participation. Now this code we give to students so that they are able to join. And you can give students a code, or they could also copy the link. When students join, it'll tell you on the bottom. So right now I'm going to have a student join, and it should show it active as soon as they enter the lesson. And as there's one student there, we can continue with the lesson. The teacher has the ability to progress the slides. Also has the ability to have the slides read using Immersive Reader. If they need, they can open up a whiteboard to write on. If they don't want to write, they can also type, they can highlight, and they can erase, depending on what's needed. You could also delete this and use it again. So that whiteboard is always there, and on the student side, they would see the whiteboard. If we go on, we could show the students the different vocabulary words to the lesson. And now there are two different options to play video. So the teacher could play it or the student could play it. We're going to select teacher play. That way teacher has control over it. So I could start it, I could stop it, and we can also skip it. On the student device, it'll tell them to have eyes up front. And then it'll show the questions for the video. So now as the students answer the question, it will show up here. So I'm able to see the answer. I can also share out the answer with other students. And now we can go through all of the questions, having students answer. And every time they answer in a similar format, you're going to be able to see it in the drawing. Sometimes it does take a second to load depending on the device that the student is using. And when it is submitted, it will always be green. While the student is working on it, it should show you a little yellow image. And depending on the device they are using, it sometimes may give you a preview, it sometimes may not. With computers and laptops, generally it will give you a preview. Sometimes with iPads, it does not work as well. So now we're able to go back into the video again, and this time I'm going to select student play. So it's going to give students the option to play at their own comfort level. And so now students will be playing this video on their device. I can also play it on mine for students who are not joining into the live Nearpod lesson. And when this hits the end, I would skip on to the next section. And again, I have my students answering questions to check for understanding. This is another slide that contains a video. So if you put in web content or a video, you could choose if it goes on all devices or on your device only. For this sake, I'm going to put all devices. We'll listen to the clip for a moment. And this is just a nice song on reducing, reusing, recycling to help students learn the vocabulary. After the song, it asks a question to students, do you recycle? And students will answer the poll. And it will tell you whether their answer is yes or no. It will also allow you, if you don't want other students in your class to see, you can hide student names or show student names, so students feel a little bit more comfortable. Then there's an open-ended question, so when students put in their answer, You will see it appear on the screen. So it'll go from no answer to water bottles, and this is something also you could share out to all students and unshare, so you could show students different answers. This is a match the picture, so I could view pairs as the teacher, but I could also have students complete the work, and then it'll say how long and how many tries that it took them. Now this is a fill in the blank. So while students are completing it, you have to wait for results. You could view the answers and view the little fill in the blanks, and it'll tell you the results. Then this is a memory test for students, depending on how long it takes. Students can complete the work. Students go through all of the different pieces. This is a collaborate board, so as a teacher, I can add words and images on things I recycle, as well as the student. As the teacher, you can also like students' post when they post it on the board. So if I like my students' work, I can add that there. Then there's a time to climb activity where students will do a little gamified quiz. And on the teacher side, it shows it, we started, and students will work on this little gamified quiz as fast as they can. The students will move up the mountain the quicker they get the answers. On the student side, it shows the pictures and the questions. At the end of this little quiz, it gives a little leaderboard. And then this is another draw it where students can draw an example of how they recycle. And once it's submitted, it'll see the drawing here, and then the lesson is complete. It also gives the option for the teacher to add more activities. So you can add web content, open-ended questions, another draw it, a slide, or true and false to help support your students if you see they're struggling during the lesson.